Hi everybody and welcome back to Bildunginteraktiv. This is an English practice video and we are talking about Fortbewegungsmittel im Englischen und ihre Präpositionen. I have a 6th grade English class at the moment and we did this in class and then I actually found out that there's still some uncertainty when it comes to things like what do you use with to go by, to stay at, to go on, to take, to visit, to go to walk around, to wait for, to queue at, to get on and to have. And as we say in German, Hand aufs Herz, do you know when to use or what to use with the bus, car, the tube, a park, lunch, a cup of tea, shopping center, underground, a cafe, theater, the cinema, a tour, a boat trip, a cathedral, a timetable, a museum, a website, a map, a bed and breakfast, a hotel, and there's plenty more. And this is what this video is designed for, to take you step by step through those verbs and see what you can use them with. And then towards the end, we have a little exercise. And so you can check whether you understood this or whether you have to watch the video again. Let's start with to have. Okay, what can you have in English? This is not so complicated. To have is something we usually use for food or for drink. You can have a drink. You can have a snack. You can have lunch, of course, and you can have breakfast and dinner. You can, of course, have a cup of tea. Of course, you can also have a car and you can have plenty of more things. But like typical English with a combination of eating or drinking is to have. And you can also go for a drink, you can go for lunch, you can go for a cup of tea, meet with a friend and go for dinner and so on. So this also works. Let's continue with to go by. Yeah, this is more like the transportation. You can go by bus, you can go by car, you can go by bike. I guess you can also go by tube or by underground. You can also go by plane and so on. So for the transportation, to go by is fine. To stay at. Now this doesn't work with transportation. But you can stay at a hotel, of course. You can also stay at your grandma's. It's an interesting little thing here because you have this A apostrophe S. You can stay at your grandma's. And I guess this is typically British to say, well, I'm going to stay at my grandma's or at my friend's, so to speak. So this is good English. You can go on and then we come back to the transportation field. You can, of course, go on a boat trip. You can go on a tour and you can go on the tube and so on and so on. There's lots of combinations here. To take. There's a whole, it's like both for the food and also for the transportation. You can take the tube, you can take the bus, you can take the underground, you can of course take a plane. You can take a number 12 bus, but you can also take a drink. So it also works for, in this case, something to drink is to take. And then you visit. What do you visit? You visit a gallery, you visit a museum, you visit a cathedral. You do not use to visit with the transportation things. Okay, you don't, yeah, if you go to a museum, maybe you visit a plane, I have no idea, but you don't visit a car in the sense of take the car and then ride it, okay? This doesn't work. You can go to St. James Park, you can go to a website, you can go to a shopping center, you can go to a museum, of course, you can go to a cafe. You can go to a cafe and to have a coffee. So you go to the cafe, which means that's the shop, that's the restaurant. And you have a coffee there. Please notice the difference in spelling. Cafe and coffee, and also, of course, the difference in pronunciation. You can walk around. Yeah, you can walk around St. James Park. You can walk around a shopping center, you can walk around a museum, walk around a gallery, walk around a cathedral, and so on. That's to walk around. Basically, this is what you do on foot because you walk. In English, it's actually on foot. You're walking around, you're on foot. And you wait for, what can you wait for? Lots of things. You can wait for the tour to start. You can wait for your friend to arrive. You can wait for the bus, the underground, the tube, and so on. I guess to wait for, there's plenty of things. You queue. This is the pronunciation is a K, J, U, and the two dots tell you there's a long U in here. So you queue. Where do you queue? You queue in Britain, you queue everywhere. So you queue at the post office. You queue at the London Eye, which is this huge wheel on the River Thames. You queue at a cathedral. You queue at the cinema, and so on. Yeah, as I said, in England, queuing is important, and queuing is part of English culture, so to speak. You get on what? You get on the London Eye again, that's the big wheel on the River Thames. You get on a bus, of course. You get on the underground, you get on the boat, you get on the plane, and so on. Lots of things with to get on. That also works. Good. Basically, this is the verbs that go along with the transportation. And now I have a little exercise for you. And the exercise says, please correct the stupid sentences. All the sentences you see here are stupid because you don't take a park. Okay, we take a park. That's, stupid, silly. And I want you to use the verbs. So use we take, and then please use one of the other things to make a clear and a correct English sentence. So what I want you to do now is pause the video, stop it, go get pen and paper, do the exercise, and then when you are finished with the exercise, you start the video again and you watch the rest of it. So stop the video now. Okay, so here we are back again. Correct the stupid sentences. We take a park is silly, of course. You can say, we take the number 23 bus. Of course, you can. I'm sure you all have different answers. And my answer is take the number 23 bus. Okay, good. We go to a timetable. No, you don't go to a timetable. You go to school. You don't go to the school unless you mean unless you want to say it's the building you go to. You go to school every morning on Monday, Tuesday, and so on. You go to school. You queue for, you don't queue for a school, okay, that doesn't work. But you queue for other things, for example, for a club or for the disco. You don't get on a park, okay, so you don't get on Hyde Park, but you get on transportation things, like you get on the underground, you get on the bus, and so on. You don't walk around a cup of coffee. Okay, you can walk around a cup of coffee, but you put it on the floor and you can walk around it, but it doesn't make much sense. But you can actually go to St. Paul's Cathedral and then walk around inside. So you walk around St. Paul's Cathedral. You wait for the cathedral. No, you don't wait for the cathedral. You wait for lots of things. For example, for the concert to start. You don't have sport. I mean, like, no, you don't have sport. Okay, so in German, this is the typical thing is you say, also wir haben jetzt Sport, but in English, you don't say we have sport, okay? You can have all kinds of things. For example, a cold, which is Schnupfen, okay? We have a cold, so we're not going to school today because we have a cold, but you don't have sport. And we look at yesterday morning, doesn't make much sense. It doesn't make any sense, but you can look at plenty of things. For example, at the animals in the zoo. We look at the animals in the zoo. Okay, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching, and I see you when we do the next video. And until then, I say bye-bye, take care.